What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coach's Corner. I am Coach Theresa, and today I want to talk to you guys about calorie cycling. I've heard this question come up quite a bit. It's commonly talked about. You might have heard the terms calorie cycling, carb cycling, high days, low days. They're all essentially the same. But what I want to talk about is, why would someone want to calorie cycle? Is it necessary in order to advance in your fat loss goals? And the short answer to that question is no. You don't need calorie cycling to be able to get ahead in your fat loss goals. However, calorie cycling can be used as a strategy or a tool in order to improve your dietary adherence throughout the week, or even have a little bit more energy for your performance in the gym. Some people find that cycling their calories can help in their more taxing training sessions so that they can perform a little bit better. However, the opposite might also be true for someone who finds that having a big meal on a more taxing training session day can actually interfere with their performance. So what you're going to find is that what calorie cycling comes down to is the individual's personal preference. Okay, so think about why you would actually want to calorie cycle. For a lot of people, and for myself personally, calorie cycling can provide some cushion for social events, gatherings, holidays. Some may even prefer to save a greater percentage of their calories for the weekends. I know for me, eating low calorie Monday through Friday, I can kind of get through that if I know I have a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel to have some of my higher calorie days. Calorie cycling permits a lot more flexibility for those types of events while also maintaining your weekly calorie budget. Now, things to point out that are important for calorie cycling: do not sacrifice your protein requirements, okay? We know that protein cannot be stored. It's a little bit different than your carbs and your fats. So if you go over on your protein one day, you can't pull back from it the following day, and vice versa. If you don't hit your protein target one day, you're not going to be able to make up for it the next day. So try to keep your protein intake consistent every day. However, with your carbs and your fats, you're going to have a little bit more flexibility to manipulate those and allocate the remainder of your weekly calories towards those macronutrients. And so what you can do is you don't necessarily have to have one high day or two high day. You can cycle your calories however you prefer, but do not sacrifice your protein intake, and manage your carbs and your fats accordingly. So now that we've kind of covered all the bases as to what calorie cycling is, why someone would want to participate in calorie cycling, and is it completely necessary to move forward in your fat loss goals, I also want to talk about the consequence. So it's equally important to understand that there is a consequence to calorie cycling. When you are moving your calories around to create higher days, essentially what you're doing is you're therefore creating a more extreme, lower days that you have to adhere to. And for some people, that can create like a more extreme contrast between the highs and the lows. And that could create a binge restrict cycle. For some of those low calorie days might not be sustainable, and it can create a more ravenous hunger and therefore catalyze a binge. So if that's kind of where you are, you might want to think if calorie cycling is actually helping you or hurting you, and that is something to keep in mind. But as long as the individual can stay compliant with that greater degree of contrast between the high and low days, the dieter can definitely make progress towards their goals. So I hope you enjoyed the topic of calorie cycling. If you have any other questions about this topic, feel free to comment below or email me, Theresa@Biolayne.com. Yeah, we shall catch you next time.